So this video is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to attempt to read a post. So we'll just jump into it and see what happens. How do you paint a picture for the world to see with just words and a memory? A heart pounding with bass, sweaty palms, and so much uncertainty that it just makes your head spin. I had no idea what I was doing and no plan about how I wanted to do it. All I knew was that today was going to be the day, and I was anxious. I truly did try to make a plan, but mostly it just ended up in roadblocks and self-doubt. Nothing was ever going to be good enough, ever. So I accepted to be spontaneous, even though that's very far from my character. So I took a deep breath and a leap of faith and hoped that the world would help me out. August 19th, 2015 was the day I leapt and never looked back. The sun was bright with a few cloud streaks in the sky. We went to her favorite place, her sanctuary, St. George Island. The morning on the island was comical. As we arrived, we decided to rent a two-person Surrey bike. If you don't know what a Surrey bike is, it's 2 to 6 seats, four-wheeled bicycle. This sounds like a good idea, but sucks the fun out of any semi-romantic situation. A 2-hour rental should be sufficient. 30 minutes later, we took the bike back. After the 30-minute unintended workout, she decided that she wanted to go on a jet ski ride. Since it was my first jet ski ride, she let me drive first. It was just as fun as it looks, but didn't last long enough. It wasn't until she started driving that my fun exploded into amazement. The pure joy that covered her face, that gigantic smile, whipping blonde hair, and the cutest little belly laugh that I've ever heard. It was magnificent just to see her in that moment in life. From the laughter, hopping waves, and wild dolphins swimming by. That was the best experience that I could ask for. As we were running out of time on our jet skis, our hunger was growing. We went to a restaurant called the Blue Parrot. We sat outside at the tiki bar and ordered some drinks before food. She ordered the Parrot Dice because of the coconut rum and blue Curaçao. I ordered Rum Runner just to ease my racing mind. Didn't really help. I started to plan in my head, but I was hit with what ifs and roadblocks and no way to actually execute anything I was thinking about. All these different scenarios. Is now the right time? How am I going to distract her long enough so I can make anything happen? As I stared out in the blue water and white sand and waves rolling in, a little tiny dog caught Elizabeth's eye. The dog was probably a beagle mix, brown. It was walking with its owner at the other end of the tiki bar. She said, "I'm gonna go pet that puppy." And then there she goes. Is that a sign? Is this my opportunity? I don't know. But I'm gonna use it. I whispered to the bartender, "George, would you mind taking our picture on the beach?" And I quickly showed him the ring, so he knew my intentions. George said, "Of course." I glanced back over at Elizabeth and saw that she was walking back toward me. I took one last sip, grabbed her hand before she sat down. I told her that George was going to take our picture on the beach real quick. We walked out onto the soft white sand about 20 feet from the restaurant. just want to go a little bit further. That's what I told her. And she was complaining to me, but babe, there's people at the bar waiting on their bartender. I mean, we can't just take them away. George was great about it. Not a problem. It's not an issue at all. They can wait. We posed for a few pictures with the ocean to our backs. And then Elizabeth started to walk back to the bar. I reached out, grabbed her left hand, and fell to my knee. As I reached into my pocket and looked up, I saw that beautiful face that I was going to ask to be my wife. I was only focused on her, like nothing else around us existed. It was like I was in a trance. A rush of adrenaline and happiness ran through me. I felt great. I felt good about what I was about to do and doing at the time. I held out the ring. I said, Elizabeth Nicole Godwin, will you marry me? Her hands covered her face, and tears of joy rolled down her eyes. She was shocked. She wasn't expecting that at all. And she said yes. George snapped a few more pictures and congratulated us. After a few moments of obviously kissing and enjoying the moment, we headed back up to the tiki bar, and everyone started clapping and congratulating us. And then we took a selfie. Elizabeth wanted to make sure that the social world knew what just happened. She felt great. So did I. That was one of our best days ever. Just the amount of shock and joy and just a feel-good thing. Where all of my worry went away because the world just took care of me, helped me. June 4th, 2021. Life is a lot different now. This journey to Florida had a different feel and mission. My sister Bethany, daughter Ryan, and myself went to Tallahassee, Florida for a memorial for my wife and father-in-law. It was an extremely emotional trip. But I was so grateful that Ryan could see family and friends and the beach. Just have a getaway. There's so many people that care for Ryan and check in on her. Very grateful that my daughter has that type of support. And I know she's grateful that she has so many people that care about her too. While we were in town, I had to take Ryan to where her mother loved the most. She's a beach baby, just like her mom. So we had to feel that happiness. For an early lunch, we decided to eat at the Blue Parrot. We didn't sit at the tiki bar. But I did recognize someone. I recognized George. After all these years, he's in my memory. I glanced over at him because I was still unsure. And he made eye contact with me, and I asked him his name. He said George, and I informed him that he took the picture of me and my wife when we got engaged. My brain was racing so fast and with a million thoughts and emotions that there was no way that I had an actual conversation with him. I'm sure there was awkward pauses, or maybe that's just who I am. I don't know. But we left the Blue Parrot and we headed down to the beach. Ryan built sandcastles and dug holes for our legs. We went on treasure hunts for shells and swam in the salty ocean. All the fun and bright sun took a toll on Ryan's energy. I held her out in the ocean, and the waves rocked us back and forth. The breeze kept us cool, and she started yawning, trying to doze off in the water. It's very relaxing. I took her back to shore, and we laid down on the soft, wet sand under a towel. It was perfect. I could see it. Elizabeth's smile. So big and bright. As the day was coming to an end, I had what I thought was one last thing to do. And that's take a picture with Ryan in the same area that I proposed to her mother. I want Ryan to understand that her mother is truly something special. And I needed that picture, as well as I'll need other pictures in the future. I did forget one thing. I did forget to get a picture with George. So that means we'll have to go back soon. We have big plans for Elizabeth and Ryan. I can't get into too much detail yet, but I'm passionate about it. I think it's something special. And even though we've already faced some ups and downs, it's going to be good. I have faith in it. Last thing. Ryan Russman. I hope this memory of mine will be able to stay with you forever. Your mother is a special person, and she loves you so much. I'm so happy to be able to share these memories with you, and I can't wait to share even